Hello and welcome to Boni's Life, your go-to channel for deep dives into the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. I'm your host, Boni, and today we're turning our spotlight on a project that's been making waves, sparking both excitement and controversy, WorldCoin. Now, you've probably heard the buzz. You might have seen the headlines about iris-scanning orbs, the ambitious goal of a global digital identity, and the promise of a universal basic income funded by AI. But what's really behind the hype? Is WorldCoin a revolutionary step towards a more inclusive global economy? Or is it a dystopian nightmare in the making? In this episode of the Token Spotlight, we're going to unpack it all. We'll cut through the noise and give you a comprehensive fact-based analysis of WorldCoin's fundamentals, its real-world use cases, and what it could mean for you as a potential investor. We'll be dissecting the white paper, exploring the tokenomics, and bringing you insights from top traders, developers, and regulators. By the end of this episode, you'll have a crystal clear understanding of whether WorldCoin is a golden opportunity or a risk you should avoid. So, grab your notebooks, get comfortable, and let's dive into the world of WorldCoin. Unpacking the WorldCoin White Paper, a new digital nation. To truly understand WorldCoin, we have to start with its foundational document, the white paper. Now, I know white papers can be dense and technical, but don't worry, I've done the heavy lifting for you. At its core, the WorldCoin white paper outlines a vision for a new global identity and financial network. The project was founded with a mission to create a system owned by the majority of humanity, aiming to increase economic opportunity and solve one of the internet's biggest challenges, proving you're a human, not a bot. This concept, which they call proof of personhood, is central to the entire project. In an age of increasingly sophisticated AI, being able to verify that you're a unique human being online is becoming more and more critical. WorldCoin's solution is a privacy-preserving digital identity called World ID. This isn't about linking your real-world identity to your online activity. Instead, it uses zero-knowledge proofs, a cryptographic technique that allows you to prove something is true without revealing the underlying information, to confirm your humanness and uniqueness. So, how do they do it? This is where the now famous orb comes in. The orb is a custom biometric device that scans your iris to create a unique encrypted code. This code is your World ID. The white paper emphasizes that the iris images are by default deleted on device to protect privacy. This World ID is then stored in the World app, which acts as your digital passport to the new network. The white paper also introduces the WorldCoin WLD token, a digital currency that is given to every person who verifies their World ID. The idea is to bootstrap the network by aligning the incentives of all participants around its growth. Think of it like this: Bitcoin is issued to secure the Bitcoin network, WorldCoin is issued to grow the World network. The ultimate goal is to create a global, decentralized financial infrastructure that is accessible to everyone, regardless of their location or background. The white paper even hints at the potential for this system to support a path to AI-funded Universal Basic Income, or UBI. In essence, the white paper paints a picture of a future where everyone can participate in the global digital economy, where online interactions are more secure and trustworthy, and where we can even explore new models of governance and wealth distribution. It's an incredibly ambitious vision, and one that has understandably captured the imagination of the tech world. WLD Tokenomics, Supply, Distribution, and the Burning Question. Now that we understand the vision, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the tokenomics of WLD. For any potential investor, this is where the rubber meets the road. The numbers, the distribution, the vesting schedules, these are the factors that will ultimately determine the token's value. First up, let's talk about supply. WorldCoin has a fixed total supply of 10 billion WLD tokens for the first 15 years. After that, the governance community can decide to introduce a small inflation rate, capped at 1.5% per year, to fund the ongoing development of the protocol. This fixed initial supply is designed to create scarcity and prevent the kind of hyperinflation that can plague other cryptocurrencies. So, how are these 10 billion tokens being distributed? This is where it gets interesting. A whopping 75% of the total supply, that's 7.5 billion WLD, is allocated to the community. This is a massive allocation, and it underscores the project's commitment to being owned by the majority of humanity. These community tokens are being distributed to users who verify their World ID, as well as to early adopters and for ecosystem development. The remaining 25% is split between the initial development team and investors at Tools for Humanity, the company that developed the orb, and a reserve for the WorldCoin Foundation. It's important to note that these team and investor tokens are subject to a vesting schedule. Originally, they were locked until July 2024, but the vesting period for 80% of these tokens has been extended from 3 to 5 years. This is a positive sign for investors as it reduces the risk of a massive token dump on the market. Now, let's talk about what's actually in circulation. As of our recording, the circulating supply is around 2.04 billion WLD. This number is growing as more users get verified and claim their tokens. This gradual release of tokens is a key part of the tokenomics model, designed to manage supply and demand as the network grows. But what about token bonding? This is a question that's on every investor's mind. Token bonding is the process of permanently removing tokens from circulation, which can increase the value of the remaining tokens. Currently, the WorldCoin White Paper doesn't outline a specific token banning mechanism. However, the governance model allows for this to be implemented in the future if the community decides it's necessary. This is definitely something to keep an eye on as the project evolves. Finally, let's touch on ownership. The goal of WorldCoin is to have the most widely distributed token in the world. With over 500,000 new users verified in a single week recently, they are making progress. The data shows that WLD is already more distributed than some major stablecoins, with a large number of users holding small amounts of the token. This widespread ownership is crucial for decentralization and for creating a truly global financial network. Understanding these tokenomics is essential for any potential investor. The fixed supply, the large community allocation, and the extended vesting schedules are all positive indicators. However, the lack of a current token banning mechanism and the gradual increase in circulating supply are factors that need to be carefully considered. The WorldCoin ecosystem, real-world use cases and strategic partnerships. A token is only as valuable as the ecosystem it supports. So what can you actually do with WorldCoin, and who is using it? Let's explore the real-world applications and strategic partnerships that are bringing the WorldCoin vision to life. The primary use case for WorldCoin, as we've discussed, is digital identity verification. This has massive implications for a wide range of industries. Think about it. A secure, private way to prove you're a unique human online could revolutionize everything from social media to online gaming. And we're already seeing this happen. WorldCoin has identified gaming, dating, and social networking as 3 core areas where their technology can make a huge impact. In gaming, World ID can be used to ensure fair play and prevent bots from ruining the experience. In the world of online dating, it can help eliminate fake profiles and catfishing, creating a safer and more trustworthy environment. In fact, WorldCoin has already announced a partnership with Tinder, one of the biggest names in the dating app world. But it doesn't stop there. WorldCoin is also making a push into the financial sector. They've announced a major partnership with Visa, which could see World ID being used for everything from KYC/AML compliance to secure cross-border payments. This is a huge vote of confidence from one of the world's leading financial companies. The ecosystem is also expanding through technical integrations. WorldCoin has partnered with Wormhole to bring World ID to the Solana blockchain. This cross-chain functionality is a game changer, as it allows developers to build applications that can verify users across different blockchain networks. This interoperability is crucial for building a truly global and interconnected digital economy. And the adoption numbers are starting to reflect this growing ecosystem. WorldCoin has seen a surge in user growth, with over 530,000 new users verified in a single week. Their goal is to reach 100 million users by 2026, and they're making a serious push to get there. They've launched operations in 6 major US cities and are continuing to expand their global presence. The World app itself is also becoming a hub of activity. It now includes mini apps, which are integrated applications that provide everyday utility to users. This is a smart move, as it gives people a reason to use the app beyond just holding their World ID. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. WorldCoin has faced significant regulatory challenges and privacy concerns, which we'll get into later, but the fact that they are securing major partnerships and seeing rapid user growth is a strong indication that there is real demand for the solution they are offering. For investors, this growing ecosystem is a key bullish signal. The more use cases and partnerships WorldCoin can secure, the more valuable the WLD token will become. The network effects are starting to build, and if they can continue this momentum, WorldCoin could become a dominant player in the digital identity space. Expert commentary and investment scenarios, the bull, the bear, and the verdict. We've covered the fundamentals, the tokenomics, and the ecosystem. Now it's time to bring in the experts and explore what the future could hold for WorldCoin. What are the top traders, developers, and regulators saying? And what are the most likely investment scenarios? Let's start with the institutional sentiment, which has been surprisingly bullish. We've seen major players like 8Co announce a $250 million treasury strategy with WLD as its primary reserve asset. This is a massive vote of confidence, and it's one of the reasons we've seen WLD's price surge recently. Some analysts are even making the case for a price target of $4.50 by early 2026, driven by treasury growth and institutional adoption. On the technical analysis side, the signals are also looking positive. Many platforms are showing a strong buy rating for WLD with bullish momentum indicators and a potential for a sustained rally. The token has been testing key resistance levels, and if it can break through, we could see a significant upward move, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The regulatory landscape is a major concern. We've seen data regulators in the UK, Spain, Kenya, and Indonesia all launch investigations or suspend WorldCoin's operations due to privacy concerns. The Bavarian State Office for Data Protection in Germany has also raised red flags. This is a serious headwind, and it's the biggest risk factor for the project. So, with these conflicting signals, what are the most likely investment scenarios? Let's break it down into 4 possibilities. Scenario 1. The bullish case, global adoption success. In this scenario, WorldCoin achieves regulatory clarity in major markets, surpasses 100 million users by 2026, and secures integrations with tech giants like Google and Meta. The AI boom drives massive demand for human verification, and UBI pilot programs are successful. In this case, we could see WLD reaching $15 to $25 by 2026, with a long-term target of $50 or more. I'd assign a 25% probability to this scenario. Scenario 2, the moderate bullish case, steady growth. Here, WorldCoin sees gradual regulatory acceptance and grows to 25 to 50 million users. It becomes a dominant player in niche markets like gaming and dating, and institutional adoption continues to grow. The price could reach $4 to $8 by 2026, with a long-term target of $15 to $20. This is the most likely scenario in my view, and I'd give it a 35% probability. Scenario 3, the neutral case, mixed results. In this scenario, regulatory challenges persist, user growth is slow, and the token remains primarily speculative. The price would likely trade in a range of $1.50 to $3, with limited upside. I'd assign a 25% probability to this outcome. Scenario 4, the bearish case, regulatory shutdown. This is the worst case scenario, where major governments ban WorldCoin, privacy lawsuits are successful, and user adoption collapses. The project could fail completely, and the token price could fall to below $1. I'd give this a 15% probability. So, what's the verdict? Based on a probability-weighted analysis of these scenarios, the expected return for WLD is still significantly positive. However, this is a high-risk, high-reward investment. It's not for the faint of heart. For conservative investors, it's probably best to wait for more regulatory clarity. For moderate and aggressive investors, a small allocation as part of a diversified crypto portfolio could make sense. Conclusion: the future of identity is here, but is it a good investment? So there you have it, a deep dive into the world of WorldCoin. We've unpacked the white paper, dissected the tokenomics, explored the ecosystem, and weighed the expert opinions. What's the final takeaway? WorldCoin is, without a doubt, one of the most ambitious and audacious projects in the crypto space today. The vision of a global, decentralized identity and financial network is incredibly compelling. The technology is innovative, the team is world-class, and the potential for positive impact is enormous. If they can pull it off, WorldCoin could fundamentally change the way we interact with the digital world. However, the risks are just as significant. The regulatory hurdles are immense, the privacy concerns are valid, and the path to mass adoption is fraught with challenges. This is not a project that is going to fly under the radar. It's going to be a battle every step of the way. As an investment, WorldCoin is the epitome of high risk, high reward. The potential for exponential returns is there, but so is the potential for a complete loss of capital. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term speculative bet on a future that is still very much uncertain. So, what should you do? My advice is this: do your own research. Read the white paper, follow the news, and understand the risks. If you believe in the vision and you have a high tolerance for risk, then a small allocation to WLD could be a worthwhile addition to your portfolio. But if you're a more conservative investor, it's probably best to watch this one from the sidelines for now. Ultimately, the story of WorldCoin is still being written. It's a grand experiment, and it's one that we'll be following closely here on Boni's Life. What are your thoughts on WorldCoin? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the world of crypto. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Token Spotlight.